Okay, get ready, y'all. There could be a whole mess of teenage truck drivers coming to an interstate near you. That's right, they're coming. Now, let me see if I can keep all this information straight as I tell it to you. I don't want to have too many ahs and ums in there because there's a lot of info. There's a teenage truck driving apprenticeship program that was approved, was in the the infrastructure bill that was signed into law in November. Now, they've got, I think, like 90 days from the time that he signed that into law to get it started, right? And right now, the FMCSA is asking the Office of Management and Budget to approve the money so this program can get started, because they have to get started in February sometime. Now, what is the apprenticeship program? Well, it's going to allow specific apprentices to go to work at specific carriers, and they haven't said who they are yet. They have to apply and be approved before they can start their programs, right? So the carriers are going to hire these apprentices, and they're only going to allow 3,000 in at any time. So I guess as people graduate out or wash out, they can add more people. Now, there's certain things that these apprentices have to do in these programs, and these carriers has to keep their apprentices accountable to these things. Now, the first part of it is there's going to be 120 hours of probation time on the first part. 80 of it has to be driving, okay? Then after that, the carriers are going to have to make sure that these apprentices are able to do a list of certain things, and I'm going to try to put that in right here if I can. So, and after that, and they've passed all that, there's another probationary period of 280 hours, and 160 of it has to be driving. Now, there's also certain criteria that these apprentices have to do all this driving and stuff in, right? There has to be an experienced driver with them all the time. They have to have 5 years experience, and I think it's no tickets and stuff in the last 2 years. So those are the trainers. They have to have 5 years experience on the road. The trainers that are going to be with these apprentices. Now, the other things that have to happen is they have to do all this training in a truck with automatic transmissions, active brake assist, collision mitigation, a forward-facing camera, and governed at 65 miles an hour or below. They can't pull hazmat during this time. They can't do special combinations of vehicles. Like, I don't know if they'll let them pull doubles. I don't know if those carriers will be allowed in it or not. It didn't specify that. I'm sure they're still working all that out. So after all that time, they can graduate, and if they're still under 21 and they've passed all these requirements, and after that probationary period, there's another bunch of things that the carriers have to make sure the apprentices can do too. I'm going to try to list that too here if I can. But they have to do all these things. The whole, I think it's 400 hours of time, so many hours of driving. They have to successfully complete all these items that they have to be checked off by the carrier. And then they can go out and they'll have their driver's license, and they'll be driving on the interstate, in the interstate system, not intrastate. So that's the apprentice program. Now, I have my feelings on whether younger drivers should be, able to do this or not. Now, there's been some concern about what if they get up in the mountains. It's like the thing that happened to the guy in Colorado. He wasn't experienced. Hopefully they'll include or add some apprenticeship to these guys to get some experience in all that. Hopefully during those hours of driving, they can get all that kind of stuff. Now, I don't know. What do you think about the 18 to 21-year-old drivers in the apprenticeship program? A lot of people just wanted them to go ahead and do it. If they're driving intrastate, they just want to let them go ahead and do interstate without any other training or anything. At least this is an apprenticeship and they're going to get some sort of training, right? So that's the teen truck driving apprentice program that's going to be coming, I'm sure. They don't usually pass stuff like that and not fund it because that's politics. So go down in the description. Check out my links. All the links I have down there. Go right over here. I'm going to put up a couple videos or maybe a playlist of other videos of mine that I've done. If you're interested in certain things, they might be up there. If you're not, you can go there and then just continue to look for more videos. And over here will be subscribe button where you press on that and you can subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you later.